I put on the wrong scene. There we go. Hey guys, my name's Steph. I'm Botanist Cool. I'm here today with three of my friends. Feel free to introduce yourselves, guys.
No.
Oh.
Well then.
All right, guys. Stream's ending. See you later. Bye, everyone.
That was a great stream, Steph. Good job.
Someone wants help. We'll get to you, Ghost, once we introduce ourselves.
All right, let's go straight down the list. First and foremost, we have Katie. Katie, feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Katie. Some of you might know me as Annalisa Goodbarrel on the stream. And yeah, I've been on the stream a few times. Hello again.
AJ, feel free to introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm AJ. I'm here. How do we all doing? I wouldn't call myself a veteran player. I've just seen that on Host of the Day. That's your opinion.
I mean, you've played a lot of games, to my knowledge. You've role-played a lot, so yeah, I'd put you on the veteran.
Valid.
And James, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm James. He wrote down veteran player. That's very nice of him to say, but Steph was like my first real campaign, and yeah, I've played in a couple more since then. But I've been in Steph's group for a while.
Yeah, and
I was here last time.
Yeah, James is a fantastic player. Ghost, yeah, AJ is actually British, believe it or not. And Voodoo, welcome to the stream. So I have a few new things I want to excitedly tell you guys about real quick. First and foremost, the Choose Your Own Adventure streams I will be doing in the future are going to happen 100%. I've written down the first rule set. It's the first draft. It's going to be a little bit of a read, like 4 pages if I remember correctly. It's honestly not too bad. Those will be put up after I give the adventure hook out today. And everyone joining from this stream on is going to be passively earning EXP. EXP is going to help you interact with the Choose Your Own Adventure streams. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, I am absolutely excited to do the Choose Your Own Adventure streams, and I'm hoping you guys are ready for those too, because it's going to be a blast. But today we're actually here to talk shop. We're here to talk about making businesses, organizations, etc. I gotta wait till after the music plays. Because I can't hear my filter.
I'm not sorry.
Jesus Christ, have I been fucking affiliate? Thank you, AJ, very much. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff with the Choose Your Own Adventure stream. If you guys want to learn more about that, it's all in the Discord. Yeah, I feel like my internet's gonna say psych, maybe. All right, so we're here to talk about shops, and I guess the first thing I want to talk about, really, because here's the thing, shops are really fucking awesome in D&D. They're all necessary. I just want the general vibe of everyone's experience with either making or interacting with shops or businesses within D&D, and I think we can just start from there. And we'll talk about some of the ones that have been submitted by the members of the community, because we have some really cool fucking that I cannot.
All right, I guess I can start off. So, like, as a DM, I've only made one real shop so far. It's run by a half-elf named Mithra, and she is a little quirky and sometimes sells very odd items that don't really make a lot of sense. She just loves that experimentation with stuff, man. But Steph has had like a lot of different shops in his games. Like some are pretty straightforward. Some are a bit more fun, whimsical. Like one, it's not really a shop, but kind of is, where like this lady would like enchant your items, but like you'd have to like roll randomly for the effects. Like there'd be side effects to the item that could be bad. And then there's also the shop that was like the brainchild of both him and AJ. So AJ can probably speak to that one more. I think that's a good transition.
Wait, what?
Waffles Wonderful Wandering
yes.
Emporium, if I remember what it was.
Yes, Waffles.
Wondrous Wandering
Yes.
Emporium.
Yes, I actually didn't create that myself. That was originally a concept made by Steph. But can I talk about Maple? Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
not a hidden
100.
thing, is it?
Please do.
So I believe I created an item, quote unquote, for Steph's Steph's campaigns, or it was supposed to, and so it's like this really cute little rat and like selling items in dungeons, which cost a crap ton of money, and so it was this really fun and cutesy way of like balancing need with versus, like want.
Need and greed.
Yeah, need and greed. But I think it worked because it was useful to the players, and also it was a very fun concept. I think that like sometimes you can get very bogged down in the technicalities when focus on having fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually I'll say this. Maple's I think I'll call it Maple's Marvelous Window Shop is what I called it.
Yeah.
I haven't actually implemented it out of the game yet. I do want to.
It was a pocket maple.
Yeah. The item was called a pocket maple, but when you open the pocket maple on the wall, a sign springs out saying Maple's Marvelous Window Shop. I haven't actually implemented that yet. What I did implement was Waffles Wondrous Wandering Emporium, which Waffle was AJ's child, and they still very much are, but I basically took the concept of Waffle and put that into a shop. Waffles. I took the concept of Waffles and just put that into a shop that was like, it infuriated the heck out of one of Katie's characters, which was really funny to see, because Waffles didn't have a rhyme or reason. They were just kind of ding-donging around. They made bad deals all the time. They actually had a coupon thing that was like free something or another, and I think one of the characters just ripped the coupon in half and gave it the free part. It's like, I want this for free, and it's like, well, you got this 19,000 gold item for free. Waffles is gonna do it, and then Maple's in the background like, God damn it, Waffles, come on.
she's a very stressed little baby.
Yeah. But I think Waffles Wondrous Wandering Emporium was probably one of my more creative outputs into making a shop, and having it be interactable in that way.
Wasn't I the one who asked whether we could have like a carriage of holding?
Yeah. But the concept of how to buy and where to buy and how Waffles interacted with the shop with the people is what I think. I don't know. That's what I had a lot of fun with making.
Yeah.
James, what about you? And thank you very much, James, for also answering in chat. I will say this: we are talking out here, so we might not hit up chat as much, but I'm gonna do my best to hit up chat.
I'm always watching chat stuff.
But James, what do you think about shops?
I haven't had much experience with shops, but the experiences I've had have not been great. The very first shop I went to, I got the witch mad at me, and it ended up costing almost all the money I had to get the item that I wanted.
Yeah.
Because I gave her mouth, and yeah. But then that's not even the worst part of the day. We ended up going to a liquor store because we wanted to get like good wine for our adventure because we were going to be out for a while. And so one of our mates decided that they were going to try to get the price down, and they were successful. So I was like, hey, yeah, I could do that. And in my attempt to do so, I failed. And then I decided to summon a couple bears and break the shop.
Well, there were a couple steps in between. Riza did try and get you out of there without massive consequences. However, you chose bear route, my friend.
You chose the bear life.
Yeah. So I'm
Frieza
kind of
charmed the hell out of that guy for you. But boy, was it great.
Yeah, it was a meme and a half. I will say that like there's a lot of really fun things that come with shops, and I think a lot of the smaller things that come to the shops are hilarious. Yeah. So I think we're gonna just really I think we're gonna start off with or I think we're gonna continue on with a question answer. I think this was one of the coolest. We're gonna start strong, right? We had a lot of great answers, 100%, but we're gonna start strong with one of these answers that I thought was absolutely buck wild, and I think that it was really cool that the person had this idea for a shop. So well, you guys probably know I've sent out a doc that you guys could answer questions to, and I'm gonna save one of these answers right now to my computer so we could actually read it out loud. Get that here, and boom, right here. Yes, all right, cool. So here's the question. Here's the answer that was given, which I absolutely love this answer, and I'm gonna give you the prompt that was talked about. Right? The prompt was, there lies a small empty plot in the middle of the town of Bear's Pride. The town is a moderately big town with plenty of competition for most businesses. Thinking as a GM or a game master, what kind of shop, organization, or business would you put there? It could be anything from a religious organization to a bakery, a school, a hunting lodge, anything. How would you entice the players to interact with it? Now, this was Sekhmet, who suggested this, and so Sekhmet is a booktuber. She put, I have a wild idea, so bear with me. A memory counter. A character could go up and purchase a memory, but not one of their own. You have to pick a person or an event. The memory is dreamlike, so it is no longer highly detailed. Like you could purchase a memory of a shop owner from 20 years ago when the town was starting to be really bustle with all good business and tourists. You can see the beginnings of the town, or on the flip side, you can see when a bad event happened. Be a bad guy stormed through, stole things, murdered people, left the town filled. The memories, you can get glimpses of him and his crew and know what better to look for. Again, not super detailed to give anything away, but enough to give characters some more info to go on. This is a wild idea that I love.
That's interesting. It kind of reminds me of there is a manga I read part of. It was actually my sister's, I think, where the concept was it was a store where you could trade memories for time.
Oh.
So if you by giving up a memory, you would gain like a couple hours that you could do with whatever you wanted, or like, and vice versa. You could like spend some time to get someone else's memory of something if they had given it to the shop. So like, you know, they've had storylines where like if someone had a bad date, some of them would like try and sell that memory.
I don't blame them.
Versus someone who's never been in love might try and buy that memory to try and experience it as if it was their own. You know what I mean? So like, it was pretty interesting. But that's kind of what it reminds me of. But yeah, I think that's kind of interesting. So like, that does kind of beg the question with this one, like, where are these memories like coming from? Like, are they like, you know, like you can get glimpses of like the bad guy and like see, like, is that just like there's a bunch of like memories that like just sort of like did someone give these memories, or are these memories sort of like collected from the ether, like a scrying vision or something? That's something interesting to consider.
Oh fuck! Thank
like,
God.
what's
Okay.
the, you know, like what's the, like how do you get something like that, and what's the price for it? Because like when you get into these abstract things, you know, like, because that's even a question with like regular magic items. You know, like how do you price these magical, mystical things that may or may not have like lore behind them?
I think it would take multiple facets to make the prices for. You like, maybe it could be like the length of the memory, and also it takes into account like how high in society is this one memory come from, or is this memory like is it like a valid memory, or is it a fake memory, which do exist? You could make like, what if you gave a fake memory to the shop? You wouldn't know if it was or not.
Yo, you just opened up a whole new thing. Like, okay, because here I'm thinking of a system, right? Where what you've got it. Hey, Enki, give yourself a shout out, please. Let me give you a shout out, actually. What we have now is, I'm imagining this town, right? Let's say this town is a pound of Bear's Claw, which is the town this place is in. If Bear's Claw has this shop and the big bad evil knows about it, how awesome would it be that the players start to rely on the shop, but the big second we're talking about your memory idea, make sure to listen closely. It's really cool. But like, how awesome would it be if the big bad evil guy knows about this memory shop and purposely implants false memories to mislead the actual adventurers? Like, how cool would that be?
Or even like the big bad, like, here's the thing about shops, anyone can use them. The big bad guy could like, if you're trading like your own memories as like currency, for example, the big bad guy now has your memories. Like, that'd be pretty, you know what I mean? Like, so they could do like, they could either manipulate memories, or just like, if you can't manipulate memories, like if you don't want that, you could even just have it like, you know, like if someone's acting out a play, you know what I mean? Like if you're like just pretending something, what happens if you like stage something and then put that in like a memory? Like, you know what I mean? Like you could just act something out. Like that's not necessarily a fake memory, you just don't have the context for it, you know, kind of like cutting it.
Well,
so like there's, pardon?
Sorry, I was just about to say, well, to be fair, it wouldn't necessarily have to be like, so for example, maybe you don't have control over what memories, like the exact amount of memory that's taken. Like that's another way to think about it. So if you don't, like the way that could be like sold or like used would be, you know, there's a lot of potential with that.
Well, it also, I like, is in this universe with the memory shop, is it like one of a kind memories? Like you only get one copy of the memory? Or does the shop owner have the ability to like replicate the memory and sell multiple copies of the same thing?
Ooh, that's a good point.
This is kind of like a big potluck if you think about it, right? Like everyone's kind of putting in a little bit. Like from what I'm vibing with Sekhmet's like ideas, like this. And Sekhmet, feel free to actually like talk about it, how you think about this as well. We'd love to hear it. But like, it would be really cool. Book God is saying, hold on, big bad evil guy now knows what your family looks like and can use an illusion to lure you into a trap with your character being emotionally invested. See,
there's so many things that could happen with this kind of shop.
This shop is really cool.
It's like a double-edged sword, and that's what's really, really great.
But then I see the art in it as well. Like, what if you're a movie producer and you want to make a movie out of memories? You could just like buy multiple memories, string them together.
Would you have to pay the people whose memories were copyrighted?
It depends. Like if they sold it to the shop and then you buy it, like I feel from the shop, I feel like you have the copyright.
You're all capitalists.
That being said, no. Here's a really good question, right? Like, so think about it like this shop owner could be maybe not the big bad evil guy. It could be a big bad evil guy. Think about it like this, right? I once had I had an animal that was a giant mud skipper that fed off of not quite memories, but kind of like mentality and dreams of individuals, right? And in order for this was the funniest thing. In order for them to break out, actually James broke out of it first. James struck his own character with lightning to break out of the trance after realizing that the fake sexy merman was fake and he couldn't actually like give him a hug.
And it made my character mad. And I was like, how dare you?
It was so good. It was so good. But like this shop might not be a shop run by someone who's a good person, This shop could be a shop that is run by someone who is objectively stealing memories. Like,
yeah, let's be honest here. I don't think someone who's in like there are two people who you're gonna be who are like buying memories. Like you're either a therapist or you're you're a bit skeevy.
a low-level bard wizard illusionist working for the big bad evil guy to get blackmail on nobles, adventurers, and guilds. That's another really good one.
Ooh, I mean, like maybe he doesn't even work for a big bad evil guy. If you've got a complicated world, person that's the problem, right? Like just in general, people tend to cause problems. He's not selling it to the big bad evil guy because it works for him. He's selling it to the big bad evil guy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He knows damn well he's going to turn out a good profit if he sells your memories. Sorry, mate. We live in a capitalist, not capitalism. What's a late stage fantasy setting? We live in a mercantilism society. Sorry, honey.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was saying before, is like, when you have a shot, it's like bold of you, the players, to think that you're the only beings that could take advantage of it.
Yeah. Think about this. Like, this could be even for small things. Like, if you think about it, like, there's two rival bake shops. You want to find out what the other person's yeast is made out of and how they culture that shit? Just buy this dude's fucking memory. And, like, here's the thing, right? This could be, like, a whole thing where it's, like, this magic item. Like, maybe it's a cauldron that collects the memories, right? It could be that it just copies memories, or here's the scary part. It could be that it takes memories. You don't even remember having the memory. It's just fucking gone. And then, like, you don't know that you've even had your own memory taken from you.
Yeah. So basically, you're actually talking about like a forced level of amnesia.
Yeah. Sekhmet, you evil
that's
genius.
Just me walking around on an average day.
And then there's the mind fuck if you go like into the memory shop to get something, and then you realize, oh, the merchant literally stole one of my memories and I didn't even know. Do I buy my own memory back?
So I'm thinking immediately of the spiffing Brit, like, oh, we're gonna steal things from other people and sell it right back to them.
You walk in and you don't remember why, and the merchant's like, gotcha.
If I am memory of walking into the memory store for the reason why you need to get the memory, but in order to buy the memory, you have to sell that memory back so you don't remember needing to buy the memory.
Then delete the memory of you buying the memory, so you just keep paying.
Then you just get into this awful loop.
It's so good, I love it.
The loop is genius. The loop is genius. All of the money you could make.
It has to be somebody important, though.
Oh, it just needs someone who wants their
No.
fucking memories back.
Oh, you see. Oh, so every time, kind of like a trade, sort of. It's like, yeah, I'll give you this memory, but I'm gonna take another one, and then it's just this guy, but I want it back.
So
Take the memory of them getting the memory. So they're like, it's like, oh, you have to pay me to get the memory because they don't remember. They already have it in their head.
They just remember that they don't even remember which memory they lost. They just remember that they lost a memory. And that's
Oh no! I mean, like you go in, you're like, I want to buy the memory of this tree.
okay.
I don't know why it's so it's like, okay, so you do the transaction, so you have the memory of the tree, but you forget that you got the memory of the tree, so you're not thinking about it. So you go in and then so you already paid him, and then you're like, I would like to pay you for the memory of this tree. It's like, okay, I'd like to pay you for the memory of this tree. Okay. And it just keeps getting more and more money.
Ethno, you just gave me a brilliant idea. Hold on, guys. I just got an idea. This is not just an idea. This is a setting idea. Okay, I have a setting idea right now. Ethno, you just gave me a brain blast, Jimmy Neutron style, right? So, the setting is that you have a group of adventurers, right? These group of adventurers have amnesia. They don't have memories, whatever. But in order for them to do their adventures, these literal blank canvases can rent out memories for certain skills. So like as an example, let's say we're playing, and this would give you a good excuse to basically be like, I don't want to play a bard today, I want to play a fighter, right? You could literally go, all right, today you're gonna rent, you could rent the memory of a fighter and get all the skills of a level 5 fighter, and then afterwards you gotta return it. And this sounds so dystopian because you're basically you're basically renting these memories for a purpose you're not even sure what you're renting them for. You just have a mission and a memory to go through. So the whole point of the game is...
Wait. Or no, you finish, but
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Yeah, so the whole purpose of the game is you as an adventurer are serving whatever master or guild leader or whatever person it is. And I, in my mind right now, the master or the guild leader is a antagonist, right? Late term antagonist. Maybe not the big bad evil guy, but to me they feel like an antagonist at this point. They keep renting you out memories for you to do their work and keep your memories suppressed. It would be great, and exactly, book God, exactly like that. Ethna says, for your birthday, you can rent the memories of someone who had friends, but you can't afford to buy.
Wow. You didn't need to attack me with a comment.
Steph does need to rent memories of having friends.
Wow.
Wow.
Did you not know how this works with me and Steph on stream?
You're reading him to filth, is what you're doing.
So, Steph, your whole thing gave me an idea, which is just like, with this kind of system, you could literally make yourself somebody else and not even know. Because all you have to do is get all those memories and then trade in the memory of you buying those memories or anything you were before. And then suddenly, as far as you're aware, you're this whole other person.
And here's the thing, right? Like, this goes even further to the point of like, this is getting. I know, Sekhmet, you might have thought this was a really cool idea for a nice little shop. This is getting dystopian really quickly because every idea I'm coming up with is extremely dystopian. Someone fashioning adventurers or fashioning people in the memories of past ones. Like, they save the memory through whatever magic spell of someone that they lost, and they just, like, I read this book called The Scorpion Key once back in the day. And it was all about this one kid who was born solely to be an organ donor for an old man, right?
Sophie's choice kind of thing.
Yeah, very similar to that. But here's the thing. All you need to do now is have a kid, erase this kid's entire memory, give him the memory of an old Bart, and this kid goes through whatever he's got to do as now this memory is basically like this person has now lived on. They have the memory of themselves. Like, this is essentially like eternal life in a way, right? You've basically implanted your own
like
memory.
Soma. Or is it Soma? I forget.
I have no idea what Soma is.
Yes!
Oh God! Oh my God!
What?
Give an orphan the memories of a loving family for a year, then give it back because you're behind on payments. Oh my God! Oh God, you absolute sadist!
You are...
This is like Burrito, but with memory.
Okay, chat, this is getting very dark.
This is getting very
This
dark.
is getting very dark. That's what I was talking about, torture now.
Maybe we should.
Talk about shops.
Maybe we should pull the plug on
Yeah,
before I go
Sekhmet,
somewhere
your idea is great, but holy shit, what did you do, Sekhmet? Okay.
Okay, but going back to what you were saying before, like you could like rent out to be a fighter.
Yeah.
It would be really funny if like the antagonist just wants to screw with these people. So like this like husk of a person has the stats of a bard, but you make them a fighter.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you, James. You've just reminded me. I was going to say that's a really cute concept. Like, you're going to have like a twinky little...
A twinky little barbarian. And like, so, and then whenever he has to do like a battle cry, he's just like, ah.
So James,
You
what I
know
thought
the scream is in key though.
James, what I thought you were going to say was that the big bad evil guy only has memories of being a big bad evil guy, and it's actually just some scrawny nerd. We get to them, and it's just like this guy who goes down in one hit because he's not actually as strong, as powerful as he thinks he is.
Yes! You go off to fight the big bad evil guy. It's like, I have the collected memories of the strongest wizards. And you just go, boom! And he's like, just fucking out.
You still need them. Like, okay, but then that is like, but don't you have to be born with magical power mostly?
No, wizards
depends on the
do
world.
it through academia.
I guess in the sense of wizard, it would be different because you can get the memories of being like going through the schooling of being a wizard. But like a druid, right? That's like an innate ability.
Druids, I think, get it kind of through their vows, don't they?
Druids get it through nature. They have to make a vow of nature or druidic pact. You're thinking about sorcerer who get it through innate ability.
Yeah, sorcerers are like just born with it. They're just like studying.
I'm a Chad wizard, guys. I'm a sorcerer. I get it,
Do
actually.
you take their memory of being a sorcerer? Do they still have magical power?
It's a good question.
Feel like no.
I'm gonna say no on that.
Probably.
I feel
Because
like you would
you
be able to
get
be
it,
a
like-
wizard because the sorcerers still have the
Yeah.
information on the books and the spells and stuff, but like, good question.
Or is
It's
it,
'cause
is it like
Because I think how magic works is like it's basically like you do certain things to like hack into the magical waves, and some people are born with the ability to they just kind of like know how to do it intuitively, and then you have like wizards and stuff who like study really really hard to learn how to do it. Like bards go to like colleges and stuff for their spells, and like wizards study really hard.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on what type of memory you steal, because like some classes definitely like learned it through hard work, but you know, it is kind of like if you steal the memory of a fighter, you might remember like all the techniques, but it doesn't mean you're strong enough to pull off all of them.
This is
I feel
like
it's the same way with magic.
This is like, for those of you who watched Dragon Ball Z, there was that one movie, there was that one of the later Dragon Ball Super movies where Vegeta was fighting Goku Black or whatever it was, like this one god who took over Goku's body, right? And Vegeta, who can't beat up Goku, beats the living crud out of this god who has Goku's body. And he's just like, you haven't earned the right to use this body. You haven't fought the fights that Goku fought. You haven't trained every cell in that body to be a fighter's body. You have the body of a warrior. You do not have the mind of a warrior. You do not have the mind of the person who made this body, which is kind of like
The opposite.
exactly, but it's the opposite and the same. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy has the mind of a god and the body of a Saiyan. Like those don't mesh. If you have the body of a barbarian and the mind of a wizard, like that could be a very similar issue.
Then you become a warrior, a warrior wizard.
Oh God, yeah. Okay, all right. This is a fantastic idea. We have a lot of ideas to talk about, but like you could, like, there are good ways. Like Ethno's been coming up with some good ways of like doing it in a non-dystopian way, like renting out memories of languages and renting out.
Now that we've told chat off.
Now that we told chat off. Good idea. Use it to remove bad memories and remove trauma. We told chat off. Chat's like, oh wait, here's the good things too, guys.
Yeah, I feel like that's an interesting application because, you know, like, on one hand, yes, very good. On the other,
It's a slippery, abusive slope.
it's a slippery slope because, like, if, for example, well, I don't know if I should get into this topic. It's kind of dark, so maybe I shouldn't.
All right.
Oh, yeah, Steph, I finally fixed. Yeah.
All right. I think we'll go on to the next bit because we talked about this one in Bear's Pride. It was great. I think I called it Bear's Claw earlier before. I think that was honestly
I was
fantastic.
like, what a cute name.
I like bears a lot, honestly. I just love bears, and bears are good, and I love them. That's all I need to know. So
I thought you were saying Bera, and I was like, what has she got to do with? Did she make something?
I'm pretty sure you love bears because you did give Ventral an evil point for setting bears loose in the city. So I don't know if you truly love bears.
I think I was considering it at bare
You got one
minimum.
evil point, but then you earned it back.
Wait, I thought I got an evil point for hurting somebody.
I don't remember. It's been so long.
I'm pretty sure it was the setting bears loose in the city. If I remember correctly.
All right, let's go on to another prompt real quick. So this prompt was the first one I gave. As a player, what kind of shops and organizations would you like to interact with? Feel free to get as specific or as general as you want. Make a kind of shop that you want. What kind of character would fit in here as a regular of that shop or organization? This is from Prince Enki, who is a prince of coffee. And of course, he put a coffee shop. I have no knowledge of characters, so I can't begin to answer what kind would fit in here. I just imagine elves from Lord of the Rings sipping cappuccinos with wizards.
Yes. Excuse
I
me.
want teenager elves to be the staff.
You do not understand how many like Gigalas fan fictions I have read with Legolas working in a coffee. You don't understand.
Steph has this in his world. There is a fantasy Starbucks.
It's called Moonstag.
Oh, and then we fought the Karens in there.
Okay, so I'll tell you my story of a coffee shop. I did have, so Moonstag was a joke I made about 12 years ago. When I first started DMing, we had guilds. I'm like, so what's this joke? I made like a joke about a newspaper with like NPR or something. I made the joke like, oh, Moonstag, what's the opposite of stars? It's not really the opposite, so moon. And what's another word for a buck, like a deer? Stag. So Moonstag came out of that, and they didn't get it for a little while, which I was a little disappointed, but they finally got it. And I brought it back as a coffee shop surviving in the Sakitan Guild Nation. And it was supposed to be a relaxed first game, and God, I'm reading the second book, God. But one thing was like they kind of walked in, and the whole thing was there just to get the characters in vibe with one another, get them like to introduce each other to each other, and it was literally like one character was being harassed by some Karens. And the Karen's like, this isn't my soybean vanilla latte! And those just yelled like, Karens assemble! I think I threw out my voice that day for how much voice acting I had to do with that. But it got the entire group to rally together to fight off. I used that as an intro quest, as an intro fight to get the group together. It was hilarious. And the owner and the worker was just like, oh, I don't have time for that. Oh. Is this for Aaron? Aaron? Wait.
Hey, Aaron.
Like the name was always wrong, just as it is in Starbucks. It's always wrong. But just like
Starbucks has never even asked me my name, so don't even.
Is this for D Nice? D Nice, are you there? Book God says a gnome artificer in the corner sipping an overly complicated latte for hours on end.
Don't call me out like this, please.
You thought people are saying if you don't do this, I'll give you the memories of a Karen and you'll become the thing you hate.
Oh no.
That's a real threat right there, lads.
No, we got to ban Atheno for that one. I'm kidding.
Within all of us, we have a bit of evil.
I will be honest, I have been a Karen before, and it's something I'm very ashamed of. It was in a casino.
We all have our moments of shame. The important thing is that you go, I don't want to do that again.
In my
And then you
defense,
try
it
not
took them. I was there for 2 hours and they didn't offer me a single drink, and then tried to charge me when I went up to the bar for a drink.
See, that's different though. That's someone not doing their job correctly.
Yeah. So guys, my question is, if you were playing D&D, how would you love to? God damn it, King Shadow Gaming. Okay, fuck. All right. First thing for timer starts now.
Does that apply to us?
No, I refuse.
I was like, I don't know.
No,
about
no,
your
you guys are fine. It's just me.
Oh, thank fuck for that.
But I'll say this. My question is Botanist PG time. Yeah. So chat, feel free to tell us as a player, how would you want to interact with a coffee shop in your fantasy world? Because like I used my coffee shop as a DM to get that first quest done. What would you guys use a coffee shop for?
Forget meeting in a tavern. You meet in a coffee shop.
Listen, Waffles needs their iced mocha latte. So do I. It has to be made with soy milk. I'm a soy milk person now, so is Waffle.
Thane just likes his chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we all just got a hot chocolate milk.
Yo, Ethno actually brought up a good idea. Wizards should come to this coffee shop and learn spells and read history. Like there was a idea to turn Barnes and Noble into like an after hours go have a beer, drink at the coffee shop and read books. Like Ethno, you're talking about like actual business stuff that I think would be good in real life and I think could work in the fantasy world as well.
So it's just like a college like feel to it where everybody's like learning from each other and it's like really collaborative. And so like, hey, does anybody have that water summoning spell? Yeah, I have it here.
Oh, AJ, I see your
players
stream's up now.
Are the type to be interested in like some players like to have like little jobs on the side or whatever to earn like extra money. You could have them work at the coffee shop.
And we all meet because we're on the same shift.
You all meet, but also just a good way to earn some cash.
Dosh on the
that
side.
sweet gold.
I'm gonna see how I can get AJ's thing up. Being a pain. I'll figure it out.
Alcoholic Barnes and Noble though, that does sound pretty cool.
Doesn't it?
Okay, but it would sound amazing if it weren't like. Have you met drunk people?
Some of
Yeah.
them are nice.
Fair enough.
Well, trying to read around drunk people, that might be rough.
Just a little bit, yeah.
What do people like who like to just get a little wine drunk and just read? I mean, you gotta be like the people that this is gonna.
I thought you said rave, and I was like, no, James, that doesn't sound proper.
Yeah, let's go to the Barnes and Noble and rave a little.
Just a small glow stick, like this chapter's really cool.
And then some Karen is like, shh.
Is it being
It wouldn't be a Karen, it would be me.
Is it really being a Karen when, like, you're, to be fair, just trying to read, and some asshole's, like, got a glow stick and, like...
You just do a tiny little...
What's the, FNO has something or something.
Ooh, what's
Yeah.
my boy said?
Shh, shh, I'm shh.
Okay. Please roll to not be shushed, to reject the shush.
Huh.
Okay, AJ, I've got your art coming up in this. AJ, once again, guys, AJ's my fan.
I'm not very good at perspective, so please don't judge me.
I'm gonna put this like a...
Oh, put it above you, maybe. There's nothing there right now.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
I guess the chat goes there, but...
That's what chat typically goes, but
Or over the fire, I guess.
We don't.
I'll burn AJ's art.
All right, Fahrenheit 451, but with
So, does anyone need an artist? Because, like, I feel like I've.
What about artist? Do you need me to commission you for something?
I just wondering if anyone wants an artist, because apparently, literally.
What? You cut off there.
I said apparently. Does anyone want to do art? Apparently. Literally.
You also cut out there, my friend.
Oh
It's
my god.
ridiculous. It's
We're
like
not allowed to
you're
say
being forcibly censored.
I am. Steph is censoring me. Help me.
no, Steph is denying my rights. I'm like, oh, that's every day. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I
Ventral
know.
doesn't have rights.
All right, I'm putting AJ's art in the top left-hand corner if you guys want to see it. I highly recommend it. But if you guys would rather have the art and not the fire, I can take out the fire, all that stuff. But we're gonna put that in the top left-hand corner. Me, who's Irish, a human fighter with a friend being an alcohol. Oh my god. God, yeah. So yeah, I think this coffee shop idea is just it's fun, but it's fun. I think it's got wings to grow on. All right. Let's pull up another, because like we actually got a lot of responses. So I'm gonna be honest. Some of our things we're gonna be heavily focusing on the responses we've got more so than just our own ideas, because like we're creating ideas either fucking way to talk about this kind of stuff. But yeah, if you guys have any questions in chat, feel free to ask them while I'm looking for a new one. And at that point in time, feel free to ask us, and we'll do the answers.
I'm gonna bag coffee while you answer those questions.
Yeah. Okay, actually, I have one that's really good. All right, so go on. You guys ask a question, but I got one.
Looks like Remus wants to submit something.
What's Remus saying?
Could I have put in response?
Yeah, go for it. What's fire? Good. Never color fire. How could I have put in a response? I do. How could I have done it? What do you mean? I'm very confused there. Oh, yeah. All right, so the responses.
How to submit?
Yeah, it's in the Discord. The Discord on the stream chat. Don't worry about it though. Like at this point in time, we're still talking, and you could always just tell us in chat. Now that we're here, you can definitely do that in chat. All right, so this prompt was a lot of fun. This was actually my favorite prompt. Oh wow, what a lovely shop you have here. No one would ever know it's actually a front for another organization. Design a shop that acts as a front for another organization. What kind of quest benefits does it have for players? So I believe this was Enki. I forgot to ask you guys to put your names in here, so my apologies on that. A cleaning service, whatever it is, household cleaning, festival cleanup, bar cleaning, etc. However, actually a witchcraft shop. The witches who run it are highly skilled, and since the town loves their services due to magic, they tend to have access to many people's homes and businesses. So let's say someone needs a spell done. Someone without looking sus, you hire the cleaning people and say, gosh, that grape juice won't come out of the carpet. They go to someone's house, draw scissors on the carpet, and use carpet cleaner that has a potion inside, and boom, hexed. This is like a mafia of its own.
They're not evil. They're like vigilantes.
Ooh, vigilante witches.
Yeah, they're like, we'll do anything for money. You want us to go give this person a love potion? Sure. You want us to go hex them so they can...
I don't know if that's a vigilante, to be honest.
We're not vigilante. It's the very medium, like, people who live in the gray.
I got you. I got where you're coming from. Yeah, like I'm thinking about this, right? This idea of like hiring witchcrafts, people who like a cleaning thing. Like, I find this to be hilarious because one, there's definitely nothing stopping them from taking things from you. Like, I feel like this is the funniest thing where it's like, I definitely see this as like thievesy kind of deal. Like, you want something done, like ooh, here's a good one. Ready? Your child, let's say you're a family, right? And you have a kid, and the kid just won't eat their fucking vegetable, right? Oh, don't tell me I'm on the clock. Am I gonna have to restart the clock? Oh, fuck! It was 55 seconds. God damn it!
Now you gotta start over again.
I gotta start over. All right. Yep, 10 minutes back on the clock. Starting up. 55 seconds. Dang it. All right. Like, your kid, right? Or if we're putting it in terms of adventurers, your adventuring party has one person that's super difficult to work with, right? But you all live in this tavern, basically. And you're just like, hold on, one day the room just got messy. Like, I'm gonna hire the cleaning service. You tell the cleaning service, hey, yada, yada, yada. And they put like a hex of like calm emotion in the room, right? To make this one like hard to work with adventurer ally like a little easier to work with. That would be great. Or yeah, your friend can't sleep, just wait, what? No, god dang it, FNO.
I mean,
I was thinking of hexes like sleep.
oh, because that's better. It's better if it's magic, remember, kids. If you tap into the dark forces of evil, it's much better than using chemicals.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, talking about this makes me think of, like, more of a Hansel and Gretel type thing where you just have, like, a hag with a bakery shop. And by a hag, I don't mean an old woman. I mean the D&D monster, hag, which is an old woman, but an old woman that eats children. So, or other people, but especially children.
What's a little bit of cannibalism here? I mean, eating children is iffy, but
I mean, they're not really like they're their own thing.
We're gonna say children weren't really people.
Their actual lore is very messed up, so beware of that. But most people don't go fully into that lore, I feel. So.
Yeah.
But just the idea of just like a malevolent creature just like luring people in is the first thing that comes to my mind. Is we go into many dark things here apparently today on this.
I feel like the thing is like when it comes to shops, you could easily turn it dark, or you could easily have it like be really light and fluffy. Because like when you have a front organization, right? There's an implication that there's something dastardly underneath, right?
It could be like the White Lotus from Avatar, though. On the flip side,
That's a good point. It could be like the White Lotus from Avatar. And that one friend always ups and always went up to and you hate it. Well, just hire a witch to sabotage their entire. Oh my god.
I would do that.
feeble-minded, huh?
Feeble-minded, yeah. You can do intelligence damage to someone. That's the thing, right? Like that's an actual thing you could do in D&D. Oh, beans.
You tried to do that to me in that forest.
No, what?
Remember?
Wasn't that Constitution or?
It was something. It was along those lines, but it was.
I try to do stat damage every once in a while for sure. It's always a lot of fun. I am the hire which to screw people over or drug them as long as they don't fight. No, no, not the message. Oh, beans.
No, the message is if it's magic, if you do it magically.
All right.
You know, that's not going to stop Ethno.
Okay, I'm gonna give now. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna give our co-host here a prompt to run wild with. It's gonna be one of the prompts that you guys had, and I'm gonna give them this because I kind of want this. I want to see what they have in mind as well. We might not get to every prompt you guys gave us. But I'll try to at least get to one prompt from every person at the bare minimum, so I know generally who sent them in. I know Voodoo sent them in as well. All right. Oop. God dang it. All right. Here's the prompt, guys. I want you to answer to the best of your ability and have a little fun with. In the small village of Greenbark, there lies an explorer's guild. Due to the town's relative seclusion, it is a small and humble guild building. It has the usual, a request board for local villagers needing adventurers to do things, a reception area for adventurers to turn in their quests and get mad money, and of course, a small bar or tavern for those weary to rest in. But the Explorer Guild has two special features. As players, what special features would you want to see the guild and why?
Ooh,
So
special
hard.
features. What do you mean by special features?
Literally, so think about it like this, right? What I mean by special features is just like fun little things that can be added and used in the game. As an example, we actually haven't talked about one person, but someone wrote this. Scratch off lottery booth would be hilarious to interact with and possibly very helpful to players. I think that was Enki that wrote that. And think like this, if you want to go there, you want to spend some gold on a scratch off, that is something that might benefit you in the long term where you might be able to like win some really cool items and prizes. On the other hand, you might not be able to, and you might get
yeah, loot boxes.
yeah. Loot box, baby. Loot box this stuff up. I almost cursed there. You almost got me. I almost cursed there. So like, what kind of special things would you add? I know, like for me, what I would want to add is I would actually want to add in like, I feel like this is a great thing that people try to do, and I've tried to do once. I would love to add in like a tutor. So like every level there is an in-character reason why you can level up. You're being tutored by someone, but also maybe you could get like special skills. Maybe like if you pay the tutor enough money, or if you roll good enough while doing the tutors, you might get an extra feat. Maybe the game doesn't give you feats automatically. Like I usually run a game where you get feats every 4 levels and your first level. But maybe you don't automatically get that in the game. To make it a little harder, you have to earn that feat by working with a tutor. And a tutor, every 4 levels, you could roll to see if you can get a feat, or you have to roll enough times over the span of 4 levels to get that feat. I think that would be a very fun way of having optional character progression to get stronger, but at the same time, utilizing a space to give you something more. Book God is saying a wildlife or monster bestiary that the adventurers can fill out if they stay in the area for a while. That's a cool idea. I like that. Like having a local bestiary or something like that. That could be cool. What about you guys? What do you think?
I was thinking of a like point system where it's like if you get enough points doing like the little jobs, the guild has a transportation like portal sort of system where it's like, all right, so you've done enough commissions here, you can now move on to this city and start doing commissions there, which you'll get more money for. And so it entices you to do the little jobs that most people would look overlooked for more money.
Ooh.
Be like, oh, grandma needs help carrying her groceries on Tuesday. It gives you 5 points. Oh, there's a goblin running around loose. Yeah, that's gonna get you more money, but it's not gonna give you as many points.
Okay. So you're talking like almost like a reputation system with like the guild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like that. Like a miscellaneous quest boards, like an off-time quest board.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like you have your off a Tales of Ba Sing Se board, shall we say, right? every time we talk about this, it always gets back to every time we talk about this, it always gets back to Avatar: The Last Airbender somehow, doesn't it?
I think you just have a problem, Steph.
I have many problems.
It's because Avatar is one of the greatest stories of all time.
Quest board, 2 points under minor quest, 5 points for high rep quest. Oh yeah, like kill quest, 2 points, minor quest, 5 points, high rep quest, 10 points. Yeah, you could definitely work. I think that would be a cool idea to
And
work
then they
with.
have a competition every year. And then that one person who wins the competition be like, congrats, take this portal to a bigger city and get more money.
So your reward is to leave.
Yeah. Hey, and then you can play a character that gets tired of things really easily. So it's just like, oh god, I gotta go help grandma again today.
I think that could lead to like a lot of like fun, because here's the thing, off time is something that people definitely have a hard time with. It's censoring the word noob. Come on. Quick tiny shop idea. A fighting lottery for noobs. Level must be 5 or lower, and they gain high level monster quests to fight noobs, and the noobs fight them for a chance at flaming glory. But some must die and some succeed. It's like you're saying a gladiator arena.
We should leave that back in gladiator times. Those were kind of problematic.
Oh, thank Christ. I can fucking curse now. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh.
Steph, do you maybe consider you have a problem?
A
It's my
lot.
fault.
A lot. But yeah, no, I think listen, I think so yeah, that's a good idea from you, James. What about you, Katie? What would you put as a little special thing? All right, I guess Katie's out. AJ.
Oh wait, I'm here. I'm
Oh.
sorry. I hit the mute button.
Was the rhubarb pie?
Again.
Was the rhubarb pie?
No, I still haven't gotten the rhubarb pie. But so my idea is like I was thinking hard and it was kind of difficult because like I like to design elements with in mind with the world specifically. Like, I kind of like tailor it to like, you know, like if it's this kind of place, I want to feed in this kind of thing. Based on what I know of Greenbark, it's a secluded town. I feel like that's not like a place that they're necessarily going to stay. It might be like a returning place or a minor place. So I put in like, I'm sure they have to get like news from the outside world. So I put in like a little section where like they could hear about different things and like, you know, sort of like hear what's going on in the world outside. Like maybe you could use it to build up these like legendary NPCs they'll meet later, or like foreshadow trouble that they're going to have to go solve later.
Like
or,
a town
like,
crier.
Yeah, or not a town crier, but like, you know, like just like I don't know, like maybe bulletin boards or like with newspapers or like something. I don't know.
Ooh.
Like, you know, and like they could kind of get like news from the outside world kind of thing. And that just sort of like ties in, like, you know, if they're deciding what to do next, like you could give, like, if you have more like open worldy type game, you could kind of like feed basically their different quests through there, or you could like, again, just like talk about like things happening in the world, just so like, you know, it makes it bigger than just what's going on with them.
All right, I dig that. AJ, did you have any ideas that you would put in here?
I don't know, because my issue is I'm very much like, I'm not a very experienced DM by any means. And for me, it would be the way in which I will build is, it's like, well, what shop would make sense in this setting based on what, et cetera, et cetera. So,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Same brain wave.
yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. For me, I just like, there's a lot of fun I have with creating shops kind of in there. I love the idea of like a newsstand that kind of implies importance of certain things. Like if you're going to have a, with this newsstand, like it's going to be kind of, I don't know. I like the idea. It sounds fun.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot, like, I think, all right, so let me put it like this. If you were playing a game in Greenbark, right? And let's say you're returning back to Greenbark every once in a while, you do a quest, you return back to Greenbark. Greenbark is your hometown, right?
You could even get... Sorry, you go.
No, you're fine. Did you want to say something?
I was just like, you could even get news of your own exploits in the news thing. Like, as you do more and more, you start to rank up against these other legendary figures as well. So you sort of see yourself rising in notoriety as well. But
That's cool.
You go, Steph.
So my question is, like, I guess what would you guys want to interact with? Like, here's the thing, like, we're thinking as a DM right now. When you're a player, you want to walk in, like, what are things that you expect from the guild that can help you as a player or as a character, right? So Book God said like the Monster Bestiary would be a great idea. I think that was a cool idea. I said the training grounds. There's a lottery system. I'll say one more, actually. We'll take someone else's.
A gym on steroids, maybe.
A gym on steroids.
So it's like it has like your basic like gym stuff, but it also does like Hunger Game-esque like training. And so if you want to brush up on your like survival skills, or like you want to practice magic in a safe setting, the Avengers Guild lets you do that.
Ooh. So here's one idea.
A lot of things, like, I would just separate into their own shop outside of the guild.
Yeah. That's fair. One person goes, so I believe this was Voodoo, if I'm not mistaken, or this, I think this was Voodoo. A more straightforward and simple feature is a convoy service. Store or sell excess items to a clerk and be able to pick them up at another time or another place, which, if you're doing encumbrance, that's a good idea. Typically we don't do encumbrance, but like if you don't have a bag of holding, or if you're not like Katie and gonna steal a bag of holding every game,
I like having. I understand now as a DM why you don't give them out so freely, but before that, I was just like, why can't I just have a cool place to store all my stuff?
So I think a combo system could be really cool. Or a more interesting feature, I think, would be a portal system where adventurers can travel through portals into another dimension. Whether it's an arena to fight for fame and fortune, an endless cave, or forest where you can hunt or mine for resources, or simply a method for fast travel. It seems to work a little too conveniently not to have a catch. It's up to you. If you had a portal system, what would your catch be?
Money.
You disintegrate and then re-disintegrate.
Ooh,
so it's the question of whether, not even if it's painful, it's like you might be technically a different person and you just have to grapple with that.
That's dark. I would probably do some sort of fatigue system where it's like it takes a lot out of you to interdimension travel, so you can only do it in one unit of time that's equal in all the places, because time can move differently in other dimensions. You never know.
Book
So
on is saying catch 1 in 100 chance to go to the wrong plane of existence. You want to go to grandma's up in like Neverwinter or whatever, and you teleport there and you're fucking in hell.
It's on you. I wanted to go to hell anyway.
I have a permanent residence here.
The demon lord's just like, oh, you're here again? All right, yeah, we already took everything from your house and plundered everything.
On my
Hey,
head.
Stan, what's up?
The catch is, even though you're teleported instantaneously, you take on, your body acts as if you have aged the amount of time it would have taken to traverse that.
Yo, that's wild. Ethno says there's a 10 in 100 chance, so 1 in 10 chance that every time you travel you might grow something like an extra limb or an extra ear, and there's just like there's like a hospital nearby that you can pay to surgically remove them.
Where would the ear go? Where would you have the third ear? Would it be like on your forehead?
Are you just like that one siren guy that has like eyes on your hands, but now it's like ears? Like,
You,
I hear by
lift up
touching
your
things.
armpit and there's an ear there.
That would be uncomfortable.
Could you hear through it though? That's the real question.
Ooh.
Yes.
If you just want to have like really good hearing, could you just grow ears everywhere on your body?
I don't know if that would improve your hearing. Maybe it would improve your ability to tell where a sound is coming from, but I don't know if you'd hear better just by having more ears.
Could you?
I don't think that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
you
because
need more
human hearing is not like echolocation.
No.
It's more inner.
Mm-hmm.
Inner workings. Like the sound goes in and then your ear interprets it and gives the information.
So you'd be able to like hear better in different directions, I think. Like, you know,
That's
like
true.
like you know, if you go deaf in one ear, you can't hear as well, but that's because you can't hear from that side as well. Now you'd hear from like all sides as if you were facing those or having your ear in that direction.
I have personal experience with that actually, and you're right.
Ethno just said that's all vestigial.
Oh God.
So that means that you can't use it, right?
Yeah. Like how humans have a vestigial tail, you'd have a vestigial ear.
Oh, so like, do you have like, where does the ear end? Because like in the human body, like you have like the bone that like connects it. Like, do you have the bone part, or is it just like
It's just the
instead of an ear
cartilage,
hole,
like
it's just
here.
skin? Like, do you have an ear hole? This is important. And if you do, where does it end? Wait, it's your belly button. I'm so foolish.
Belly button ear.
Just have an. You have a belly button ear.
No, see, here's the thing. I'm immediately going back to like, I'm immediately thinking about What's his name from James Bond? What, like the third nipple? God damn it, James! Fuck.
You can't curse, you're not allowed.
Now I'm not allowed. 10 minutes on the clock. God dang it. Hey
We like
Loki.
trolling our hosts today.
Yeah, it's
Adventurers
wild.
use the ear holes to store items. How big are these ears?
And how big are these items?
Listen, when you're trying to sneak an illegal magical into a city, it doesn't have to happen.
Oh, because they wouldn't check the weird ear that's just sticking out of your...
Listen, when you get a cavity search, do they check your... Exactly.
But here's the question, right? What if you get an ear on your back that's like the size of a wing and you're like Sephirothing it? But it's just not as intimidating. You just have like a Sephiroth wing ear.
God.
I hate you.
I'm just imagining, like, it's hard to imagine. It kind of almost looks like, you know, like those demons that have like the more fleshy wings.
Yeah.
That just kind of replaces it in me, so I can't be grossed out because I'm just like, oh, it's like those fleshy weird things.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a wild cost to pay for this portal. Jesus. Another
That was
one.
what we were talking about.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
if you're a changeling, it's probably fine.
Yeah, if you're a changeling, no big deal. So everyone's got to be changing in that game, it sounds like. All right. Here's another good one. This one's actually very pure. This is the same thing. We're still talking about what you would have as special features in your guild. Guild center.
Are you sure it's not now become what special features would you have by going through a portal?
This one is number 1, a Myers Smithy, a lovely steampunk-looking smithy located in the guild. You can buy custom weapons and armor sets crafted by a Dragonmire, the friendly owner who loves making all unique weapons requested by his customers. You can also buy, sell, and rent armor there. Number 2, a little shop called Graham's Wares. Oh, I just got the joke. In the guild, which is ran by a kind Miss Anne Graham. Her shop includes basically everything an adventurer would need: potions, materials, bags to carry treasure, and rare magical items. For every 2 items you purchase, you get a cookie cooked by Graham's pet armadillo, the small Cerberus who's surprisingly talented when it comes to cooking.
Sorry, I'm very intensely into this story.
Isn't Armando a thing, or am I right with armadillo?
What is an Armando?
Oh no, the pet's name is Armando, and it is a Cerberus who could cook.
And it's armadillo.
Yes, the name of the Cerberus. Yes, it's Ratatouille the armadillo.
It's the name of Cerebus.
Imagine taking a hat off someone and it's just a tiny Cerberus. Just controlling them. Through their ear hole, I guess, on their head.
You have 3 ears up here and it bites whichever ear and it makes you do things with your arms.
This is so cursed, can I just say? I tell you what I will say that I think is this. If you have a jewelry store and you do not have a dragon that is constantly plaguing the town and stealing the jewelry, then you are running your game wrong.
You can submit custom designs to the Myers Smithy. Nice. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think that. See, here's something I do like actually, because this is something that I like to do once in a while when it comes to D&D. I like to actually give my players the opportunity to make their own weapons. It doesn't always make sense. Like in the early game with me, Katie, and a friend of mine named Bagel, they were fighting crabs that were crabs and turtles during a migration. And like one thing I told him was like, if you want to make like a shield out of the turtle shell, if you happen to kill one, or if you want to make weapons out of the crabs or whatever, like you're free to do that. Like, I think this is a good way of like, if you have the Myers Smithy, like it makes sense. Not everyone can make weapons, not everyone has the skill, but like if you bring materials from a dragon hide or like a turtle or whatever, you could go on in and just like, hey, can you fashion me a sword or a shield sword out of this? I think that can be cool.
Can I make this this cursed again?
Yeah, go for it.
Yes.
So remember before we were talking about like secret fronts?
Oh yeah.
What if there's like just a section of the Adventurers Guild, like this town has a dark secret, and just like there's a front that, I don't know, like lures in adventurers from like other towns, and then they're the human sacrifice for the dragon or something.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Because it's a secluded little village, so like they gotta sacrifice to like the demon of the woods or whatever. And then so like you go in, you buy like pastries from the shop, and then you wake up tied up in the woods, and that's your campaign.
Yo, that sounds like a good campaign though.
Katie, can I play in this campaign, please? Can you write it?
I'll see what I can do.
Yo, that sounds like a good
I gotta
campaign.
finish my other one first.
And the one after that one.
And the one after that one. Listen, guys, we're 4 people, and all 4 of us want to DM at some point. And I'm taking a step back. I'm letting them DM at this point. We're doing Katie's game, then we're doing AJ's game, then we're doing James's game, then we're doing my game, and then it's just.
I don't know how my game's gonna go. We're gonna have to see, because mine's currently in progress, so I think I have the right to go first. But
Yeah.
Obviously.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
I need to check when people are. First, I need to finish the flashback arc. Then we can start the main campaign again from where we left. It
gets
AJ
wild.
is of course welcome to join that one.
Yay! I'm involved.
Yeah, it's wild. So like, yeah, I think. Sorry, you made it cursed. I think that's a cool idea. Where it's just like, yeah, this is an Explorers Guild. Hold on, this Explorers Guild is a trap in and of itself. That sounds absolutely cool. Like, I actually really like that. That sets up a organizational big bad evil guy, right? Like a group of antagonists. It does not need to be. These could be. It could literally be like a adventurers guild that is made because they're under threat of this dragon. This dragon will burn down the city if they don't, and it'll destroy everyone who tries to leave if they try to leave. Or it could be cultists. Like, you don't know.
Maybe. So all of their quests, maybe they are like testing you to see whether or not you're capable of killing the dragon. If you fail them, then you will be sacrificed to the dragon. If you pass them, then you will be chosen to attempt to kill the beast.
It's kind of like it's like both a cry for help and also like an assurance net, right? Like, you send out people on their adventures, right? You say, oh, this one group's promising, and you send them out to fight goblins. They fail at fighting goblins. They come back, they're injured, like severely so. You go, okay, we have a medical bay in the back. And then so they go to the medical bay, they're knocked out, they're brought to the dragon to be eaten, right? As a sacrifice. But this one group keeps coming back, and they keep successfully doing quest after quest after quest. Like, I see this as like a mini horror campaign right now, because not horror in traditional sense, like, ooh, spooky around the corner, but horror as in like the psychological, where you.
Well, that is true horror, though.
Yeah, it's true. Where you end up, as an example, like you go into this guild, your group makes friends with a whole bunch of different groups, right? Like, Grimbark, the ranger, right? The dwarven ranger. Like, he seems like a really cool guy. He's on like quite a few adventures. You see, one day he gets injured. You try to help him to the medical office. The medical guys say, okay, we got him from now on. You never see him again. What happened to Grimbark? You don't know. And it's just like, now you have this giant conspiracy that the players could go for, and you have you might not even have a distrust in the guild, because the guild might be like really good. Like, you might think that the guild's fantastic, and they might have set it up so that it looks like Grimbark's still alive somewhere, or he left, or whatever. Like, you don't know at this point in time. Like, this is like an X-Files level conspiracy horror thing, and I love it.
This is the kind of horror I like gore basic. Like, But also as well, things like shops and stuff, and like storytelling as well. Like,
Fuck yes.
and this is just like one example of how you can take something to a not or a guild and make it genuinely like a part of your story and your world.
Yeah, and that's something that, like, once again, like a story, a D&D story. By the way, hey Segment, we loved your horrible memory idea.
We hated it. We hated it with every.
It was so good. It's so bad. It was so bad. It's so good.
Steph, why did you put this on cooldown?
The color or the cursing?
The chat.
Cursing.
Because everyone did it every 10 seconds before. It was so frustrating.
That's the point, Steph. They want a PG stream.
I just missed the goose.
Oh, the goose was horrible. Everyone redeemed the goose, and that would be on the screen the entire time. But yeah, no, I put it on the text. Like I could. It got to a point where it was extremely frustrating, and I was just like, no, I'm done with it. So I put it on the cooldown for that reason. I still get it every 30 minutes, 100%. There's not a time I won't get it, but yeah. Let's just say on the 30-minute cooldown. But like, that's the whole point. Like in a game, you don't have to have a shop that's fantastic or whimsical. There's many ways to run a game, but the whole point is like, here's how you could take this concept and go buck wild with it and make it a really, maybe not an important or central part, but a very interactive part. Sekmet is saying it was really cool hearing y'all talk about it. It for sure was a weird, frustrating idea. The aspects y'all brought up was so cool. Maybe you want to write about it. It's still your idea. Go for it, home. When they see someone learning the secrets, they purposely give them harder quests that will definitely kill them. Oh, that's wild. That's what along the cultist idea, not like the help us idea. That's a really wow. Like that. I love that you're drawing the moon stag thing, by the way. It's absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah, have you like yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to close out the stream because my data's getting weird, but...
Yeah, you're good. All right. Oh, that was fun. We actually got quite a few on that one. Let's see what else have we got. What else have we got? Oh, okay. This one's wild. I have not read it in full. This is gonna be wild. I know it's a vegan store, so we're starting there, all right?
Word.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
drinking soy milk.
Okay. Hold on. Let me, new... This was submitted by Ethno, if I remember correctly. All right. This is, the prompt is, and I'll read the prompt out real quick. The prompt is, there lies a small empty slot in the town of Bear's Pride. The town is moderately big, yada, yada, yada. Thinking as a GM, what kind of shop or organization would you put there? And if there could be, it could be any organization you want, what would you do? Ethno, in his wisdom, that's what you want to call it.
The pause before the wisdom.
It'll be big, that's fine. Put this. Before I start, just so you know, everyone who works at the shop is vegan. If you're caught with any non-vegan foods in the store, you will be thrown out and banned from the shop. The shop is Superb Herbs, a very wonderful shop that sells all types of magical herbs and has 12 different selections of 12 herbs. And each herb has different type of herbs that give you different effects. The word herb, I've said herb so much.
Oh my god.
Magic herbs that give you effects, huh?
The herb may be different depending on the location of the shop. I tell you all the 12 selections, but the message would be way too big, so I'm only gonna tell you the first section. The first section is the timers, and they sell time that can give you the time. Oh my god, this is so annoying. They have different types of time that will give you different effects, such as time thief's time. Eat it and I'll help you gain time by stealing the time of your, oh my god, of your enemy's turns and giving it to you. So you get a second turn and more time to fight, heal, buff the party, etc. No, you can only perform your second turn's actions during the time the enemy would have gotten its turn. or the nighttime that gives you time by letting you pull an all-nighter without getting tired. Caffeine. Give you all the stuff you do at night without getting...
Caffeine. No, that is called willpower.
It's caffeine on steroids. Because caffeine only works to a point.
Well, not if you pound like 2 5-hour energies and a monster. Then
Can you please not call me out, Katie?
then your heart will explode out of its chest.
Please do not call me out like this.
How are you still alive?
Steph.
They're not.
So now we have to go through all these herbs in the cabinet and try to find freaking puns for all of them.
Yep, Ethanol was like, each herb section has a pun.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, AJ, but you said that like elves are behind this. Is that what you said? Or did you say something else?
What?
Never mind. I thought you were saying something while Steph was reading it off, but like what I was thinking at least was like, this is definitely run by elves.
For sure.
It's wood. Come on, it's wood elves.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back in a second, guys. You guys, I trust you.
Like, let's be honest.
Bad idea.
Right, Ethano, put the plan into action. We're stealing the stream.
Operation Alpha is a go.
Welcome everybody to our stream.
It's our because we're communist.
Our stream.
If we're talking about shops and a berry.
Now we're talking about how to usurp Steph's ownership of the stream. I'm currently in the mainframe, hacking the entire channel.
All right, guys. So we need to plan the no cursing to go off every 20 minutes. Okay.
Every
Katie
2
will do
seconds.
the next. So Katie's gonna do the next one. Now we need somebody to.
I just saw my channel was hacked. What's happening, guys?
Do you know how many channel points I have? Do you know how many worms?
You have so many worms. Oh, this is a really weird one. I'm going to fix this
72K
one.
of worms.
I love this one so much. It's like just everything is a pun.
Yeah.
Somehow. Let's think of vanilla. So
The fire's out. Everything's out of stock. For heck's sake.
What?
Give me more stock. You're winning a magic job.
oh my gosh.
So it's ran by midget vegan wood elves. Okay, Ethano. Thank you very much for the stretch, by the way, AJ.
Midget vegan wood elves.
Why did they have to be midgets?
Yeah.
I thought elves are notoriously tall.
Yeah, they just have a thing for dwarves.
I like midget elves because it puts them in their place a little bit.
Nope.
That means they're just average human height.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep it on this color. It'll look like it's burning the
I was
page.
thinking of like, you know, the traditional like little elvesies that are like 4 inches tall.
Oh, that's a really cool idea. The singing ginseng.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, singing
Like the
ginseng's a
ones-
lot
the
of
ones
fun.
that like cobble shoes and shit.
Aren't those like gnomes or something?
Singing ginseng's fun. I got one.
What ginseng?
Yeah, ginseng. Because like at that point, like ginseng, if you can put anything of ing at the end, and they'll be like, "You're good, right?" Like the fighting ginseng, and you get like a +1 to attack. Like that. That's a very.
That's cool.
Steph,
Yeah.
please put the bottle in front of your chest again.
What?
The bottle that you are drinking that's translucent.
Yeah.
It's like you sure see through.
Oh, because now you're see-through. That's a great illusion. Oh, he doesn't have a face. That's weird. Oh, I don't like that. It made you look like a ghost. Oh no. I am not playing that dumb game today.
We actually have, by the way, this is a little fun fact. We actually have we actually have someone who wants me to play Phasmophobia, and I'm waiting for these guys one day to play Phasmophobia because it's been updating a lot.
Give me a week. Give me a week, and I will have new RAM.
Heck yeah.
I'm able to play it. I just don't know if my heart can take it.
Same. You know me and my.
You're adding
I think
scarier shit?
I think half the clips on your channel of me in Phasmophobia are me being a little baby.
I love you all because you are babies. Can I just say?
I do have the
listen.
famous.
I'm dying! I'm dead.
I've always held the belief that ghosts are scarier than serial killers. Yes, one is real and one isn't, but you can't fight a ghost. So if you come across one that is real by any chance, you're just dead.
Chances are, if they're already a serial killer by the time you've met them, you do not have a chance.
Like, I'm sure, but I still in my brain, I'm just like, I could at least punch a serial killer. Would I get the opportunity to? Debatable.
Katie, I could probably punch at least one serial killer.
I could probably punch at least one serial killer. I could probably punch about 0 ghosts. And that's the difference for me.
I think you've stopped trying hard enough.
I'll say this, in my first game of D&D, we were fighting a ghost, and the dude did German suplex the ghost with key hands from being a monk, because technically key hands are magical according to the DM, and they German suplexed the ghost into the light, and the ghost just evaporated. It was wild for my first
what
game.
you're telling me is I can't play Phasmophobia because I have to go into a temple and become a monk so I can punch a ghost.
Hey, Kyozeno.
We've
Yeah.
gotten off track. That was my fault. I apologize.
It's all good. But yeah, we gotta get a few other options. Like Ethna was saying the poison herbs, and then Book God was like leper pepper. He charges of poison. Of poison breath. Oh, beans. This is wild. Yeah, I'll say this. I think this idea has. I think you get roots of this idea for sure. You could lay down roots of it. I think it's great.
That's supposed to be a pun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not really good.
Oh well, I just couldn't leave the opportunity behind.
Oh my god. Dad, stop.
Evil ivies are the secret evil plan of the. Oh my god, yeah, we can do a lot of things with ivy there. Oh, beans. Okay. Here's another one of the same vein, and I think this is something that like we kind of touched on before. Just simply put, and this is one that I think we touched on. We'll only touch on it for a second because we touched on this before, right? With the coffee shop. Voodoo said a tea shop. Just bring a table. You know, I bring the table, a simple tea house, a humble tea or a dark or coffee drink, not nearly as utilized in fantasy settings, where it'd be just great for conversation, rumor mongering, and preparation.
See,
So I want to just eat all the scones and pastries.
I was
gotta
thinking
have
we
that.
could go to like the Jade Dragon later, guys. Our next excursion.
I'll just be Iroh.
Just talk to Uncle Iroh at the Jade Dragon. You just get free therapy at the tea shop from the wise old uncle who's there.
Book God's like, so a tavern for the upper crust. I mean, yeah. But also, like, think of this. I think a tea shop actually would be a lot more for, like, lower crust in a way, too. Like, I see it as, like, definitely, like, Avatar Tale Bossy saying, like, you saw a lot of, like, normal people just hitting up the tea shops. Like, one thing that I really enjoyed when I went to Asia back in 2015, I drank a lot of tea, not per se by choice, but because it was offered so much. Like it was offered basically as much as water was, and I just drank a lot of tea. And drinking the tea, I don't drink tea often, I really don't. But drinking the tea there was just kind of one. I don't know. I liked. It felt nice to have a drink that wasn't just water, and it, you know, I liked it. So like, I feel like a tea shop would be a fun little way, basically being like. Basically a tavern, just tea.
I've actually gone to like a place that was like for a bachelorette party, we went to this place that like served a bunch of teas, and like they had a bunch of like little sandwiches and pastries and stuff, and it was really nice. So I just have a very like quaint, homey type of vibe when I think of like a tea shop.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking of like the more like Japanese or what have you style. I'm still thinking of that very like cutesy pastry type style.
The only tea shop I've really been to that's an actual tea shop in America was this like uppy preppy like Louis Vuitton of tea shops. It's like, oh, come in here, take a look at all of our artisanal super hipster teas. And it's like, you go, they have like, oh, here are cold brews we have in our containers. You can just kind of like, and you have like a tiny little cup of.
There's nothing wrong with cold brews. How dare you?
I'm not insulting cold brews. That's what they served that day.
Cold brews are overrated.
I'm just sick of these damn millennials thinking that they can insult our goddamn cold brew coffees.
Y'all like bad tasting coffee. Sorry about it.
We had a cold brew
Oh,
machine
James,
at my work.
honey, you want to fight? You're asking for a fight.
We talk about tea shops and we fight each other.
There we go.
Gods, that's great. That's great. Okay. So,
Ethno in the chat making our nice little tea shop cursed.
Ethno makes everything cursed.
yeah, that's
It's okay.
Ethno's thing, yeah.
You'll get used to it.
All right, I got a question for you guys as a DM. So one thing that cold brews taste great, but come in cups that give you 3 sips and you're finished for the cost of $10.
Okay, that one I will accept as true.
All right.
Y'all like to overcharge everything. That's
Just make your own cold brew like I do.
All right, here's my question for you guys. Typically, when you're going through a game, you do have a myriad of shops to actually interact with. Here's a question that I'm asking two-part questions. Here's the first one. How do you make a shop wrong? How do you do shopping wrong, in your opinion? Like, I saw a video by Viva La Vida, or whatever it's called. They do a whole bunch of D&D nerdy videos and stuff like that. Where it's like, oh, adventurer, please come help me. My sheep have run amok. And it's like really corny, and I love it. They make fun of D&D, they make fun of RuneScape, all that stuff, right? But one of the things that they did was like they did a skit on how some DMs are basically like, oh yeah, so the players want some downtime, they want to go shopping, and oh, conveniently a traveling merchant comes by and has everything they could want, and then done, they're gone. It's boring, nothing else. And the players are kind of like, we kind of want to do some downtime shopping and go around the mall, and, see what's going on. So I definitely think that's one way to do it wrong if it's in the wrong situation. I definitely think a traveling merchant could be helpful, and I think it can be done right. But what are your opinions on how to do a shop wrong? And chat, feel free to get on this as well. How do you do a shop wrong?
So, like, I don't have a lot of experience, so I can't say for sure, but I feel like the main thing would be, like, not being flexible. Like, if people are, like, shopping for certain things, like, obviously your shopkeeper should have, like, certain restrictions. Like, they shouldn't, like, if they're known for not bartering, like, they shouldn't really barter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying, like, to an unreasonable degree, but I mean, like, if someone's, like, really looking for something that seems reasonable, like, I don't know. I feel like it's just, like, stores are kind of there for them to, like, stock up and sort of, like, get what they need. So, like, it would only be if, like, you're being, like, incredibly weirdly stingy with, like, the resources, or like what they have to do to get those resources, to the point where it's, like, not fun for anyone. You know what I mean? To the point where it's like it ceases to be a helping thing for the players, and it just becomes like like this obstacle where it's like, I don't know, like if they're going in shopping and like it's difficult for them to shop, that's probably a problem.
I think my response would probably be like, I think setting up something too late is actually a huge issue. So like, if you're in a town and like when you're setting the scene, that's when you should start giving your players options. So like, maybe have 1 or 2 stalls already prepared and like mention like, oh, there's a store that looks like it sells enchanted items as they walk in, because like players will always sort of have an idea of what they want to do, but they need to know what to do. So I think like have sort of a pre-conned idea of how, oh, well, we need to get such and such and such and such. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Be prepared.
We have some wild ones in here. Remus is saying just have a shop that only sells beans, and I feel like this is like a soup thing where it's like, I can't find the clothes. What store are you in? I'm at the soup store. You know, like.
I don't know, man. I think a shop that only sells beans, I think my character would make a beeline for that shop. Personally.
Some would say a bean line, yeah.
Sorry,
Like,
James.
even if I made no use of it, that sounds like a shop I would have to instantly check out.
Ethno is saying a shop that has just annoying fetch quests with bad rewards could be absolutely hell. That's kind of like from a video game point of view though as well. Like, because fetch quests in D&D can actually be pretty good. My question is, what rewards would make it a bad, for you guys? Like, I guess it's level dependent too. Like, let's say you're just like starting out adventurers. Like, what rewards would make just a shop miserable for you to actually work with?
2% discount.
What's wrong with a 2% discount?
It's not good.
Are you trying to like throw blame at Waffles here?
Waffles didn't give a 2% discount.
Who gave 2% discount?
I'm just throwing out a low. I'm saying if someone was like, "Thank you for defeating the dragon," you get a 2% discount on my shop.
Yeah. Okay.
That's like murder hobo bait. That's like, like 90% of the time, murder hobo is a player problem. The other 10% of the time, the DM's baiting.
Remus is saying if your 1 inch by 1 inch square cloth is 100 gold points, it's broke. It's bad. Yeah. Book God ended up saying a bad shop would be to make it antagonistic rather than friendly. I actually listened to. I was at the DMV. I was listening to a D&D horror story, which I do once in a while while working as well. And the whole thing. Who is that, AJ? They look adorable.
It's just a dragon. It's stealing from the.
I love it. Okay. Thanks, Katie.
You're welcome.
All right. So yeah. I was at the DMV. I looked into the story. Basically, like this one group of people did worked for the Merchants Guild, and the Merchants Guild was antagonistic towards them in the beginning. And they're like, okay, that makes kind of sense. The Merchants Guild's kind of hoity-toity, right? After they saved the Merchant Guild's leader, after they did quests to save their caravans and stuff like that, they were still kind of hoity-toity and still absolute ding-dongs towards them. And the players absolutely abhorred it. And they're like, all right, we're done with this jazz. And they actually, like, the DM gave them a prompt. Oh yeah, the guild's burning down. This town's on fire. What are you guys doing? And they're like, we leave. They all die.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying before too, in that like when it stops being a boon for the players and starts becoming this obstacle, this annoyance, like, because like they have enough enemies to fight already.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to make it more.
Oh no.
James, we kind of skipped your opinion. What's your opinion?
My opinion is like, it's like not giving a shop a character.
Okay.
Just somebody that just like, you know, that, oh, we're gonna go to Aunt Bertha's today, and the character of that shop and whatever you want to do with that. You don't just want to have like a basic shop. I don't, like, because it's
I kind of I see that for like main shops, but my worry becomes like you can't do that for every single town, I feel, because you have NPC overload. But I do get what you're saying.
NPC overload could definitely be a thing. When you make,
I do get what you're saying, where it's like if you have a roleplay heavy group, your storekeeper should be prepared to roleplay a storekeeper at the very least, right?
Mhm.
Is that what you're saying, James?
Yeah.
Or I don't want to like step over what you're saying.
That was what I was saying. I know, like, you don't want to make, like, if you're going to a big city, unless you're limiting your players to only these shops, and like in the city, like, you can't go to the mall. You don't have the freedom to go to the mall.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like I'm saying, like for example, in my campaign, New Kismet, I have stores and storekeepers planned. New Sagetown, I don't really. But if you said like, oh, before we move on to the next thing, I want to stock up on this, I would make up something on the spot. But I don't have like designated characters aside from the ones I know that you're going to interact with.
I remember.
Which maybe I could make more characters, but
I remember I used to do back in the day. I had I still use this name as a joke every once in a while. I had everyone wanted to buy arms and armory, and I'm like, okay, cool. You visit the blacksmith. It's Rusty the blacksmith. Like, Rusty? Like, yeah. But his stuff's good. Don't worry about it, right? And then it's just like, oh yeah. By the way, we go to Utah. Okay, where's this next blacksmith? It's like, oh, it's Krusty the blacksmith, Rusty's cousin. I'm just like. It created a meme of like a chain of blacksmith people who are like the Annas of Fire Emblem. Everyone just, there's an Anna everywhere, but like it's just like Krusty, Rusty, whatever it was. It was something Usty all the time. But like, yeah, that's giving your shop a personality is definitely an important thing.
All my tavern keepers are named after some
Usty. Ethno said that for him, I think bad shops are generic cookie cutters. Boring shops, in my opinion, a shop should have a little bit of personality, a little unique, and have a generic shop is fine. An area that you'll never visit again, but that's just his opinion. And I think that's valid. You're gonna be in the area for a while. Giving something a little personality, like even just a pun of a name or an eccentric owner, I think is definitely important. One of my least favorite things is just being like, all right, you bought it. Oh.
Good job.
Yeah, I love down. Here's one thing I think actually. Okay, let's talk shop, guys. Pun. Good players run shops.
I don't see why not.
I think this is one of those debatable things, because this is like, when you say this, like, it brings to mind the D&D horror stories where the players refuse to go on the actual quest the DM does and they just want to do shops. So obviously I think that's wrong. But like if you want to do a shop simulator, D&D is not the game for you. If you want to have a side little shop that like you do in your downtime every now and again, I think that's probably fine. Like if everyone's like on board for it. But I think if you want to be a shop simulator, there's probably better ones to do. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think yes as a minor thing, no as a giant major part of your story. Because there's probably just better systems for it, is what I've kind of like heard as a general from people who've dealt with that.
What do you think, James?
I agree with Katie because I feel like if you're focusing all your time on running your shop, you could do it maybe like if you could do that kind of stuff like if somebody's missing and you don't have like your full squad with you, and so you still want to DM and you still want to play, but you really can't do any main quests. So I feel like that would be a perfect let's play shops today. I think, and like so that everybody can still play.
I think that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. I remember I played a
Sounds like a good idea.
I actually played a campaign where the players were encouraged to have a shop. In fact, we owned the town. We saved the town of werewolves, and for some reason they gave us ownership of the town. I don't remember why. So my character made a tea shop, and this actually this ruined it for me because I love the concept of being able to own a shop in D&D. Like I would love to do that, especially as a downtime thing, like James was saying. Hire a manager, get them to do the stuff. You go on your adventures, you come back and bring money to the thing. You make it better, right, during a downtime game. And I do love shop simulators a lot. I'm guilty of this extensively. But one thing that I remember that we're doing was the DM was actually like, you have this time, you can do whatever you want. You make your shop. I made my tea shop. It was great. This was with my Aether Kinesis, who did like 800 damage in one shot, by the way. And she, the whole thing was like, he goes, all right, now we're gonna have to do audits on your shop. Like, what? Like, yeah, we have to know every single room, how much gold it makes, how much this it makes, how much protos it produces. And I'm like, oh, he's like, yeah, no, take a look at all these rules that Pathfinder has for this extended thing. I'm like, okay, I get that there's rules for it. Why the hell are you making us do an audit? Like, I get that there's rules for it, but why can't we just have a simple aesthetic shop that you come by once in a while makes you 100 gold pieces? You know what I'm saying? Like, the DM went ham, was like, every room makes X amount every day, and you have to contact your manager X amount every day, and like, it was such a hassle. Like, I love the concept of players owning shop, but as a player, I hated it. That time, at least. That was my personal horror story of owning a shop as a player.
Yeah, that sounds grim.
Yeah.
Ethno asks, what about a shop where you can rent the ability of the gods? Sounds like a church to me.
Wow.
Dear Jesus, if I die, can I come back in 3 days?
Oh. Okay.
Dear Jesus,
I'll be
turn all this water into wine.
I will be real. I'm gonna have to go.
Sounds good.
I am overheating at the minute in this box room.
All right, AJ, you be well. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
A mercantile... Oh, let me... Boop. Get that off. Thank you. A mercantile campaign... pirate campaign... Fuck yes! Okay, good. A mercantile pirate campaign... Yes, or a one-off campaign, but a shop at their home base city? Not really. Oh! So, Book God, you don't think that having a shop in their home city would be a good idea? I'm kind of curious, Book God, why is that? Why do you think that's not the best idea? And that's valid, but why is that? I'm kind of curious what you're thinking there, my friend. Boop.
Maybe overpowered, I'm guessing.
Also, how would you think it's overpowered, though?
I don't know, just like, if it's the power of the gods, it could be a lot. You know, like the gods lend you power one time to do something really, really awesome. But then if you can do it every time, then it just becomes less awesome.
What happens if you just end up like, oh, I'm gonna pray. Okay, I'm sorry. It's like, you know how in Flubber they the one team gets like really good at basketball because they have Flubber, right? Like,
I don't super remember, but sure.
Yeah,
it's
like
been a long time since I've seen Flubber.
Yeah, the Flubber, they rub Flubber on their shoes. They could jump super high and jazz, right? All right, that you take that, right? But like, then the other team just actually like also has Flubber, so it's like Flubber versus Flubber. Like, you have the speed of Hermes. This guy also prayed to Hermes. He has the speed of Hermes too. It's just like normalized now. It's just in the middle. Like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and like, that's no good. Like, you can't just make, if you, to quote The Incredibles, if everything's super, then nothing is.
Okay, Syndrome?
That's not exactly what they said, but
Okay, Syndrome?
That does hold true in at least games, or
Yeah.
in a lot of things, but like in games especially. Like, you know, like if you want a power to be like cool and special, like let's take like Stones of Far Speech. Like, in a lot of games, like people will like, you know, hand them out, but like if everyone has a Stone of Far Speech, like that's just kind of like the technology of the world. It's no longer something like special. It's just there, and you can make that choice. You can make something just be there, and that's kind of, I guess that's kind of shop related, because, you know, a lot of things say like don't have magic items in your shops because, you know, if you can just buy all the stuff, then like it's just normalized in the world. So like, why doesn't everyone have a magic sword if you can just buy one? So like, there's things like that to keep in mind. But like at the same time, you can make the choice to be like, well, no, just everyone in this world now has a magic sword. Like, yeah, it's like cool and super. It's like, yeah, you're a badass, but now everyone else is a badass, which kind of brings you back to square one. So it's really like a lot of work for extra aesthetics. I forget where I was going with that.
Yeah. The book god is saying a shop at their base as they play as a shopkeeper, but they don't own will be complicated. That's valid. Ethel is saying, what about a shop where you can buy different forms of transmutations? Like you can buy a form of master sneak through. That's druid. A cool druid shop would be nice. I don't know if they could do like, well, I mean, actually, like, I guess it's just be like, yeah. I mean, if you could, I guess like here's the question, right? So if you wanted like that kind of thing, one thing I considered in my game, in one of my games I want to play soon, is that I considered making magic a significantly harder thing to come by, and making magic just a harder thing to do. So there was like no divine, no nature magic, or no significant amounts. Like there's arcane magic for sure. So like that would be a good point where it's like the one druid left alive, like I could turn you into an animal. Poof. A low fantasy campaign, exactly, book god. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking of for that one. But yeah, I think it would be like Lord of the Rings. Yeah. I actually did not like.
You don't?
Why?
No.
I enjoyed it. I enjoy it.
All right.
Know. Just like, it's a bunch of people going on a cool little adventure, and then there's two hobbits and they're very good friends. I don't know.
All right, we got one more prompt I think we have to read. This was actually the this was this was the one where this prompt is the wow, my words. This is the one where your shop is a front. And this person wrote, this was I think Voodoo again. Humble Bakery holds the secrets beneath a trap door obscured from the outside. Enter the doughy underbelly and you instantly are transported to the headquarters of Vigilante Mafia, intent on overthrowing the current standing government.
That's amazing. This is the bread out. like a steak out, but it's a bread.
The puns are the yeast of our problems, okay? But still.
The real question is, how does the mafia make their dough?
Don't try to get a rise out of me.
See, here's the funny thing I'm thinking of, right? Like, in my head right now, I've got a backstory for this, right? You guys know how...
half-baked one?
That's good.
We always make Steph end up almost dying.
Okay. Oh, so here's what I'm at. Like, you know how there are weird tax laws around the world? It's like certain things are a sandwich, certain things are not a sandwich. Like technically, wings can be considered a sandwich under certain tax laws. The Pillsbury Dawn versus Burger King.
Why are wings a sandwich?
Because it's breading and meat on the inside. Like if you take the law to Vegas sense, wings could technically be a sandwich. That's why.
Kind of like
I have to find the argument of what is a sandwich.
yeah, I use cube roll. You use cube roll.
You bro?
No, there's like the rule is like, can you like eat it nicely with like one hand is like part of it. Like,
It's like actual sandwiches that are hard to eat with your hands, though.
Yeah.
Like sloppy joes and like pulled pork. Those are messy, but you can't really like. And then if it gets the bread wet, you guys should look into cube theory. It's actually really interesting. It bases it about the amount of sides of bread there are.
Oh, if it's a taco, if it's a sushi or something like that.
Yeah.
I've seen that, but then I've seen the counter arguments to that. That just make me angry.
Hold on. Enki, are you still here, my dude? Sekhmet, is Enki here? Because we on the Prince Enki actually brought this up on his stream once because I asked him if a Pop-Tart was a what's it called? A calzone. And he goes, no, a Pop-Tart's a ravioli. And then he brought up this cube theory, and the entire chat went absolutely bonkers nuts. Like,
Well, I mean,
is
both make
burrito
me
a
angry.
sushi?
No.
But it's all four sides.
Sushi isn't all four sides.
Yeah, covered in rice, all four sides.
Yeah, it's coated in rice. That's what people's.
Rice isn't bread. No, because you have the slices, so the top and bottom aren't covered in rice.
Let me get the cube.
They're making the rice the bread because it's the starch of the dish.
No,
The bread
but
theory.
what I'm saying is that a burrito is like closed on both ends, isn't it?
All right, we're getting this.
No.
That's a calzone,
Or is it
baby.
not?
But is a burrito a calzone? Hold on. I'll bring a picture of this so you guys can see it. Don't worry.
Hold on. Am I not thinking of what a burrito is correctly? That I wouldn't be surprised, but
Here's the rule. Here's the cube rule. It's on stream right now. So if okay, got it. If it just has a bottom, it is a toast, right? As such, pizza is a toast. If it has a top and a bottom, it is a sandwich. If it has a three sides, it's a taco. So hot dogs are tacos. Not four sides. It's a sushi. So pigs in a blanket are sushis.
Yes.
So wait, so burrito, like, I don't know if you count it when it's like cut in half, but usually you don't, right? Or
Right. So a burrito would be a
burrito is
calzone.
a calzone.
Yeah, burrito's a calzone.
Burrito's a calzone.
All right, new shop idea. Something that uses this model.
It's just a debate shop.
A
It's like you come
tomato,
here to
cheese,
debate
and
with people.
pepperoni
The shop
toast.
touches. What your mission is to stop this shop from being set on fire because someone, without fail, will try to set it on fire because they get so mad. That person is me. But
What else is a taco? Oh, a gordita's a taco. Oh, you get in trouble for saying that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What's it called? A gyro? Is it
Gyro.
taco?
A gyro would be a sushi.
Oh, it would be.
Oh.
Or if you do the lazy way, it's a taco.
Yeah, all right, let's get off this one. This
I
is
feel like
too
the
controversial a
salad
topic.
bowl So half a burrito is a soup.
I don't know if I like that. It's okay.
Oh, it's amazing. All right.
Even if you cut it the other way, it's still soup. If you cut it like a long ways, like a monster.
Don't cut your burritos like.
No, if you cut it long ways, is it a taco? I don't know.
No, it should.
No. Well, no,
No.
I guess. Well,
Because it still has the ends on it.
Crust people.
I feel like if you cut it lengthwise, though, like those ends won't hold up because they're not like you cut what they're tucked into.
Here's a question.
Unless
Here's a
you cut
question.
it.
All right. Here's the question now. This is where pizza gets into. Here's where pizza is. The pizza has a crust,
Just
right?
Toast, obviously. Pizza
Hold on.
is toast.
Pizza has a crust, though, right? It has a rising crust. If your pizza has a rising crust, is it a toast, a taco, or a soup and salad with bread bowl?
No, it's still
All
toast.
right, it's either toast or a soup. Taco is out.
So then, what is a deep dish pizza? Is it still a toast?
No, it would be a sushi. No, it would be a soup. It would be a soup.
Okay.
It'd be a soup.
All right. Let's get back to. Yeah, see, a thin crust pizza. I could argue a thin crust pizza is just like a really shitty soup bowl. Oh fuck! Did I just? Hold on.
Because
No,
like,
I was out, I
toast
was out.
also has a crust. So let's just go with most pizza is toast.
Most
'Cause
pizza
that,
is.
at least I can wrap my head around.
Okay, fair enough. All
To do
right.
stuffed crust pizza, it's both a toast and a sushi.
So, stuffed mushroom, also a soup. A crab is a calzone. It's not
I'm
covered by
ending this.
bread,
I'm ending this.
but-
No, we're done. I'm ending this.
Oh, you gotta wrap the crab in bread.
All right, we just got one. Remus just sent one in. We'll talk about his idea before I end up doing the outro, because we're getting pretty into it towards the late. We're gonna wrap it up. Thanks, book god. Thanks. As a player, what kind?
I think actually we're gonna sushi it up, but
Is a McDonald's breakfast burrito a sushi? Because it doesn't fully end. It actually like just wraps it lazily.
Yeah, they lazily wrap it so it is a sushi.
I give up on this world. This world deserves to burn.
We've had fun
wait,
here.
wait, wait.
If you two
Cannoli is
wanna-
a sushi.
if you two want to chime in on important debates like this, please
Please join Steph's Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord so you can debate on whether or not fucking McDonald's breakfast burritos are sushi.
Past debates include is lava liquid and is water wet?
water is not wet, but
Water is wet because it's surrounded
it's
by
not.
other water.
No, it's not.
If you have a single molecule of water,
Okay, let's
it
get
is
back
not
to
wet.
Remus's. We need to get back to this prompt.
If you have a droplet of water, it is wet. Because it's water
No,
surrounded by
you're-
water.
You're
It is
wrong.
water surrounded by water. Therefore, it's wet.
Water makes other things wet.
Water makes itself wet because it is surrounded by water until you get to the
I'm
molecular
gonna fucking
level.
do my cross real quick. Give me a second, y'all. We need Jesus in this house.
Steph, you have the power to stop this.
Stop in the name of love. Anyways, all right. So, as a player, what kind of shops or as a player, what kind of shops and organizations you want to interact with? Yada yada yada. So Rebus gave us a 4-story building that he wants to talk about. First floor, extremely big, like impossibly big. Magic is indeed used. The TARDIS, the fucking TARDIS. A lobby area, no dip. A shop with materials for a quest board. A cafe, dining room full of many. God, this sounds like a fucking dope ass guild center. A bar
This
of
just
every
sounds like a
drink. A
mall.
library, a brewing area, a greenhouse. Oh my God, there's a lot of. This is like Nirvana's like tavern, right? Like an axe throwing
like
area, a magic
A
area.
mall. It's like fantasy mall.
This is a fantasy mall. Yes.
No, this isn't. This is. You know what this is? This is an explorers guild that is also a dungeon.
Yo, but okay. Let's expand on this idea. Let's
Dungeon
expand on this
sushi.
idea. An explorers guild that is also
When
a
you get
dungeon.
down to it, dungeons like originally dungeons did have like shops and stuff in them. I think like depending on the dungeon. So like. Yeah, it's just an explorers guild, but it's like to get membership, you have to go through the explorer dungeon.
Ooh. Like, all right, so you guys know those like those town crawls. Sometimes you'll have like I know where in town I used to have like a restaurant crawl. If you go to enough restaurants with a stamp, you would get like a special deal or something. All right, I'm imagining this like entire thing. This is magically enhanced, right? Like a TARDIS. You're taking this. This could be a really fun idea. You get this big lobby in the middle, right? Everyone's there. It's your first start off. And in order to get from place to place, you have to actually prove that you're worthy of getting to these places, right? So you actually have to go through waves of dungeons. Like there's a dungeon crawling aspect to it. And like if you want to get to that really cool greenhouse that has the herbs for making potions of healing, you've got to prove you can defeat 5 goblins on that way over there. And you got to like fight the goblins and take them out.
But it's very Chuck E. Cheese PG, where they're just like animatronic goblins that don't actually have real weapons. And so,
No! This just got cursed in a different way.
we will kill you and be like, so this ride has been temporarily disabled. One of our goblins is not cooperating.
It's a small world after. Do wisdom saving roll. Wisdom saving roll. It's a small world. You failed your wisdom saving roll. You're driven insane. You cannot visit the library.
This is like I've heard of like what is it called? It's like the Dungeon of the Mad Mage or something.
What is this then?
It's like a module where it's just written, but where like just this insane wizard just like made this place for like explorers to like come and like there's a bunch of just like weird stuff everywhere. It's like not a meat grinder, I don't think, but like built like an easier meat grinder, unless it is a meat grinder, in which case whoops, but and And for those of you who don't know, a meat grinder dungeon is just like a dungeon you send NPCs into, and it's like they're gonna die. That's the name.
Sorry, we went crazy
like,
over talking
the Tomb
about
of Annihilation or whatever.
But yeah, I think this could be a fun thing, like making this a entire dungeon in and of itself. Second floor has rooms made for
Remus
users.
really wants us to get into it.
Yeah.
So.
We're going to be ending in about 15 minutes, and I have a few other things to do. Elminster's Random Guild. I don't know if that's a thing. But yeah. I don't know if that's an actual, like, thing or not. God damn it, Remus. Fuck.
What?
10 minutes on the clock.
Oh, poor Steph.
Areas to store ingredients or potions. I'm like, third floor. Rooms that are made to play weapons. Weapon racks, some books for the weakest of gemstone. Fourth floor, that are made. Yeah, like that's just an extension of the dungeon. You go on up. You want to get your good old ranger training. You got to go through that. No, you know this gets me vibes of action. And I have vibes. This is like shrine quests from Breath of the Wild, right? Like,
Maybe. My screen has gone all fuzzy, so tragically I cannot read the text.
oh yeah. No, like this gives me vibes just like, this is shrine class in Breath of the Wild. You go up to the fourth floor and you just like, you see different rooms and you enter it and you get like, to complete this trial, you must hit this ball into a hole by using your bow and arrow trading. Haha. And it's like, oh. It's like, you have now gotten an orb of courage. Go forth and may highly be with you. This is a really...
It's a dungeon with training areas in it. I don't know.
The first floor is the dungeon.
Second, it's like the starter quest for like video games where it like teaches you how to play, but it's still very much it's still very much you can die if you don't learn how to do this properly.
So yeah, this could be like, oh god, this could be like if you're on an explorer's like guild or institute or whatever, and you got like a whole thing or like this is like a kingdom training ground to determine who's gonna be like in the knights or whatever. Like, in order to do this, in order to be part of the knights, you have to be able to beat this entire dungeon. Like, this is basic stuff. If you can't do this, you can't be a knight, and as such, you get a team of 5. It's like the tuning exams, right, from Naruto, where they have to like go through things that could actually kill them.
Yeah, it's a test to see how well-rounded your team is, because each floor is a different class.
Yeah.
So it's like you must. It's basically like testing. Ooh, it could be like testing like team compatibility before you all ship out.
Oh, I like that. All right. I think we're gonna end off the stream here because your boy's old and tired. For subscribers. Yeah. I do have a few things to say before we go, so we're not gonna end the stream right now. I got about another 10 minutes of stuff because for you guys who don't know, I'm doing choose your own adventure streams in the future. If you guys want to spend your worms, you can spend your worms to actually reserve a spot for your character. Basically, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna tell a story, and through this story, you will be voting with the voting mechanic on Twitch which area to go through. So as an example, if I say, oh, you enter a shop, you see it's overrun by goblins, etc., you have two choices. What do you want to do? Do you want to evacuate the people first, or do you want to attack the goblins? Hey, Lazy Lotus. So that's going to be kind of the this is going to be kind of the vibe. You guys have to choose things. There also will be roles, and your characters will be able to take roles. I actually do have a rule set that will be going up after this stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a great test. And I'm going to make it a little more interactive than just a normal choose your own adventure story would be. I'm gonna have you guys, if you really want to, like do emergency rolls and stuff like that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And today I'm gonna give you guys the adventure hook for this entire series. It will be its own self-contained story. It won't actually be related to any of my other stories. It'll be its own universe. So like you guys are getting a special Steph story. It'll be done during just normal streams where I have a story to tell and you guys can choose what happens every 30-40 minutes, and then you guys get a few minutes to like talk as a group of if you guys want to change anything. You can put your OCs in here and have fun with them. It's gonna be a blast. How about I just get to that adventure hook real quick, and we'll finish off the night from there. How's that sound, everybody?
Sounds good. I'm melting in my room because my air conditioner's off, so you don't have to hear a giant burp.
All right. I'm gonna give myself a quick stretch and get going. I'm a little nervous. I wrote this and I realized I have so many errors in here, but it's gonna be fine. The barge of levitation slams nose. Wow, I messed up the first sentence. All right, restarting. The barge of levitation slams nose first into a large oncoming wave, skipping off the water and dousing many passengers on the wild ride. When you had taken this mission, you hadn't imagined that the ride to this new outpost would be quite literally buck wild. Even though it was definitely unorthodox, and some might even say a bit dangerous to travel so quickly over the water, you couldn't deny that being doused with fresh seawater alongside a group of similarly excited folk was actually quite the joy. It felt like the ocean itself could not stop you. Each hop over the waves brought you closer and closer to your destination, a continent that was only recently deemed explorable due to the creation of the barge of levitation about 5 years ago. The shore, nearby mountains, and newly constructed outpost soon began peeking over the horizon. You barely had a chance to take in the beautiful sight before you realized you'd be crashing headfirst into the pier. Prepare for docking, you hear from the horns on the barge of levitation. Everyone scrambles to the edges of the skiff, grabbing on tight to the railings. It is a surprisingly smooth motion when the barge veers to the left and loses a great deal of speed. The initial impact of your turn soon relaxes, and you recognize that the barge is wading gently backwards, nestling into the dock. All right, get your rears off this barge. Gotta go get the next crew, the captain claims, half shooing the passengers off the barge. Not want to be boggled into the crowd, you quickly jump off the barge and get your first good look at the latest outpost made by the Kingdom of Quipos. Your new outpost has been a public project of the kingdom for the past 3 years and perhaps has been privately constructed for even longer, though the love of the project clearly shows. The dock greets you with dozens of now local fishermen and craftsmen trading in a small marketplace just behind the piers that you walk on. You walk through the hustle and bustle of the marketplace, weaving your way through as to hopefully not get run over by one of the stray fishermen and their dozens of fish stored in their boxes. As you break through the marketplace, you're greeted with the view of the outpost proper. On the right, you see several rustic but homey buildings tightly knit together. Each has a specialized handmade sign hanging from the doorway alongside some individualized awnings hanging just above their windows. You quickly realize you might spend quite a bit of your time here as you see a blacksmith forging weaponry outside, a man stocking shelves with what seems to be potions, and a few adventurers walking out of one of the buildings brandishing some new gear. On your left, you see a path headed towards the mountains. On either side of the path, you see similar rustic buildings with signs advertising taverns, inns, restaurants, and more. They all look quite welcoming, and each of their owners seems to greet you kindly as you walk down the streets. You exchange pleasantries before getting a pat on the back. Ah, you're one of the new ones, eh? Let's get you to the institute real quick, the voice from behind you says. As you turn around, you see a muscular, dark-skinned individual who seems to exude confidence. They've got long, messy hair tied up into a bun and a handsome face. They walk ahead of you and wait for you to join them. Come on, we'll get you registered, they say, leading you up the path. Nestled at the base of the mountain, not too far off from the well-made building, Nestled at the base of the mountain, not too far off, you see a well-made building given a little bit more attention than the others. While still quite rustic, it has its own courtyard and several stalls set up around for basic provisions. You're led inside a grand double door into the large lobby filled with adventurers, institute staff, and even some pets and familiars. You must be excited. you all are, after all, our first shipment of explorers from the capital. And I've got to say, I'm pretty excited too. We got a bunch of work to do here. Our first set of scouts have already found some ancient ruins, some really weird beasts, and a couple of dungeons not too far off. They smile at you and hand you a form to fill. And it is our job to figure out what they're all about. After excitedly filling out the form, you hand it back to the individual. Then you realize you haven't yet asked them their name. You ask them, hoping to make a new acquaintance. Come on. Oh yeah, where are my manners? Name's Dala Dune. I lead this branch at the Kipos Institute of Exploration, and I can't wait to see what you're made out of. That's the adventure hook for today. You guys will be basically playing a story as members of the Kipos Institute of Exploration, exploring a brand new continent filled with ancient ruins, weird beasts, and dungeons that your characters will have the opportunity to find brand new loot, history, and new ecology all around. Fuck yes! I do hope you guys are very excited for that, and hopefully I'll be able to start reading these a lot better, because I'm used to ad-libbing things. I'm not used to reading things out verbatim. It is hard. And even then I ad-libbed half of that. So I do hope you guys are ready for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you guys want to reserve your character for this stream, you'll be able to. The rules are going to be pretty simple. Your characters will actually be able to give out bonuses to rolls, including attack, defense, support, and heal, and magic rolls. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I do hope you guys are excited for it. I'm not going to lie. I'm very nervous about bringing this thing out, because it's like I'm telling a story, and that's very nerve-wracking to me. I'm hoping you guys really can interact really well with it. But yeah, I think that's all I've got for today. James, Katie, you have anything to say?
Nope, just, it was lots of fun. Thanks everyone for coming and listening to us, and hope to be on streams in the future.
So, yeah.
James is dead, I think. Oh, James is here. There he is.
But James, he muted himself so you could talk.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I didn't think we could talk about shops for that long, but we did.
All right, guys.
Now you guys know how every D&D session we ever have is. Like,
Basically, it's like, oh, surely we'll move through this at an efficient pace and not get wildly off topic.
Nope. That's not how it goes. All right, guys. We're going to raid Boblo today. Boblo is doing a 24-hour stream, and I think he's actually on his last few hours, so we're going to raid him for some support. He actually did a nap on stream, and that was wild. So we're going to say hi to Boblo. Good guy. Make sure to get the smoochies. Guy. Honestly, thank you guys very much. I absolutely love doing D&D streams and D&D content. I want to do more of this. I'm thinking about doing this once a month at the bare minimum. There's already a poll up for subscribers to determine what our next what the next two voting subjects will be, and I'm really excited to see what everyone chooses. Anyways, guys, I just want to say thank you very much once again. Your support is amazing, and yeah, words.
So eloquent.
Thank you. I it took a lot reading that. I'm really surprised. It took a lot. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for the follows. Thank you very much for the subscriptions. Y'all stay safe. Stay Botanist Cool. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Wait, no. Yes, tomorrow for Splatoon 2. Bye, everyone.
goodbye.
Bye-bye.
And done.